Hello and welcome to News Now here on News Central Television with me, Joe Hansen. Let's take a look at the top stories for this hour. IGP others on sealing of LGA secretariats after Fubara swears in APP chieftains. Workers in South Africa protest over cost of living and unemployment. And Tunisia's incumbent, Said, set to win vote, celebrates with supporters. You can stay with us here. We'll bring to you details of these and more in a moment. Thanks once again for joining us here at News Now. Let's start off with news that the State Police Command has unsealed all 23 local government area secretariats in the state, that's Rivers State, following the election and swearing in of new chairman. This was confirmed in a statement by the command spokesperson Grace Iringe Koko earlier on Monday morning. She said the newly deployed Commissioner of Police, CP Mustafa Bala, acting on the orders of the IGP Kayode Egbetokun, has ordered the immediate withdrawal of all police personnel previously deployed to seal and safeguard the council secretariats in the state. The development was after Governor Siminalayi Fubara had sworn in 23 newly elected local government chairmen in the state. In the meantime, Governor Siminalayi Fubara has sworn in the newly elected chairman of the 23 local government councils in the state. The swearing-in started at 4:30 p.m. on Sunday. This followed the successful presentation of certificates of return to the democratically elected chairman in the local government elections held across the state on Saturday, October 5, 2024. The swearing-in was witnessed by the governor of Bauchi State and chairman, People's Democratic Party Governors Forum, Senator Bala Mohammed, and distinguished stakeholders and political leaders of the state. Meanwhile, the state governor, Siminalayi Fubara, has raised alarm about his detractors who are mobilizing 20 people per political unit and allegedly instructed to attack the newly sworn-in chairman and councillors when they report to their various council secretariats to resume duties. The governor, however, advised the chairman not to confront the situation should it happen or fight anybody. Governor Fubara made this remark while charging the newly sworn-in 23 chairmen that emerged from the just concluded Rivers State local government election at the executive chambers of Government House in Port Harcourt on Sunday.
I want to charge you to be peace-loving. I'm aware that they are mobilizing 20 people per unit to go and confront you tomorrow when you resume in your local government headquarters. But please, if they're coming with violence, avoid them. The peace of this state is too important to us. It is on public notice. Everybody knows what they're planning. But please, I want to beg every one of you, follow my approach. At the right time, you will always win.
Meanwhile, Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed has commended Governor Siminalayi Fubara's creativity in solving what could have been a constitutional crisis in the administration of local government in Rivers State. Governor Mohammed stated this after observing the swearing ceremony of the 23 local government chairmen elected yesterday. The Bauchi State Governor, who is the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, said though their party did not win, it was important that Governor Fubara, who is the deputy chairman of the forum, took such a bold decision. We'll bring to you that statement later on in our subsequent news bulletin, but let's also tell you that former President Goodluck Jonathan has issued a cautionary call to political actors, security agencies, and the judiciary, urging them to avoid actions that could worsen the political tension currently brewing in Rivers State. The tension stems from the local government election recently held in the state, which has sparked a political crisis. In a statement posted on his Twitter account on Saturday, Jonathan voiced deep concern over the unfolding situation, stressing the importance of peace and stability of Nigeria's democracy. The former president appealed to all stakeholders, especially state institutions, to ensure that democratic principles are upheld by conducting peaceful and credible elections. He also advised political players to exercise caution and patriotism in their quest for power, noting that the crisis in Rivers State bears a striking resemblance to the political unrest that shook Nigeria's old western region in the past. Our correspondent, I do understand, is live with us this very morning. Austin Azu, he's been covering the happenings in Rivers State. Austin, thanks for keeping tabs and also following through right before the elections and also after the elections. Once again, can you give us an update on what the situation currently is in the state? Can you tell us what's happening? How are indigents of the state actually acting towards the swearing in of the local council chairman?
Good morning, Joe. Currently, we are at Faga Secretariat, and behind me you can see the exit and the entrance gate into the Secretariat complex. And you can see a lot of persons are making their way into these premises, and some are equally going out of these premises. Unlike before, now you see the barricade of security personnel. Of course, they occupy this particular entrance over 3 months, about 3 months, and they were visibly present, and no one can actually gain entrance into this particular complex, not go out. But meanwhile, you have some cleaning up already going on already. You can see the man cutting the glass over there. So it means that this place is kind of bushy for the past 3 months. Nobody has attended to the grasses as well. And you can see a large turnout of individuals perceived to have come to witness the ongoing ceremony that is taking place at that particular hall over there. And the council chairman is already swearing in the councillors already. But meanwhile, we'll have some cross sessions of residents of this place who will share more light on the development so far. Please, let's meet you, your name and your designation.
My name is Livingstone Agorom, supporter of the newly elected chairman, Ichemado.
All right, it's almost 3 months or more than 3 months that this place was locked down. So how do you feel getting entrance into this place to witness the ongoing ceremony?
Honestly, it's a thing of joy generally in Rivers State that all the council secretariat is open this morning. Here in Port Harcourt City, we are happy to have access to the council, very, very happy. And we believe that everything is settled, everything is fine. So we are happy, it's a thing of joy.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, we have others who will join us as well to tell us how they feel about 3 months. Okay, sir, let's meet your name and your designation. 3 months after you are here to witness this ceremony, how do you feel about it?
Well, first of all, my name is Alvin White, one-time Deputy Mayor of Port Harcourt. We've just come in here to see situation for ourselves. One, I want to say we're happy that the occupation of the council by the police is over. The place is open, and you can see that this place has been lying fallow for 3 months now. The effect we can see, but in all, it's peaceful. We can see the Norgate, the council workers and all are here. The Norgate chairman is also around to see for himself. The legislators are there trying to put their house together. The inauguration has been done. Now what is happening there now is to see how the councils can get their officers in place. So I think in all, what the lesson we need to take home is that God has the final say, that despite the plans of detractors of the state, that the truth has come to bear. So we want to return all the glory to God for what he has done for us.
Okay. Thank you very much. We only have a worker here to share more light to us, staying 3 months at home. And please tell us your name and your designation.
Well, my name is David Papamedikibo. I'm from Ward 7, Falga, and we're here. Now, I don't work in the council at the moment, though. But we came to witness the swearing in of the councillors, 20 ward councillors of Falga. That's why we're here, and how they will select their ward principal officers.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Joe, we have an unconfirmed report from Ikana local government area this morning that around 4 a.m. there was sporadic shooting that took place at precisely at Ibori camp in Ikana local government area. But yet to confirm that development, we are still reaching out to the security agencies, which is the police, to give us an accurate report of what actually transpired at Ibori camp in Ikana local government area. But by and large, it seems this environment is quite peaceful. But while coming, we saw a large numbers of youths, hanging around the entrance of this place far away and close to government house there. Perhaps we don't know their mission, but unconfirmed report states that they might be, pro-Wike supporters. But nevertheless, the security agencies are pretty much on the ground. We passed them on the road, and some of them are still stationed at the entrance of the complex here, which is Faga.
All right. Well, good coverage there. I mean, we've heard from the Rivers State indigents as well, and the workers who have been away for quite some time. You've just told us now that some youths were staged outside. Most importantly, security operators are equally there. But I'd like to ask, has there been any form of circular or any information? We also got a wind that the IGP has ordered an immediate unsealing of the LG Secretariat. Do you have anything on that? Did you witness the police officers leaving the Secretariat as well?
Yes, if the IGP order has not been implemented, obviously this particular gate will not be open. But as it is at the moment, it shows that yes, there is implementation. People are coming into the complex. Before now, nobody can access this particular area. Of course, we have been here a couple of times, and we saw security personnel on the ground. Even as yesterday, while we did our report, we saw the security van stationed at the entrance of this particular complex. Likewise, other LGA complexes. So it means that they are implementing the directive of the IGP. But when we are coming, we didn't actually see police officers stationed at the gate. They were sister security agencies like the NSCDC and others. But however, we know quite well that they will carry on their responsibility, ensuring that they are able to protect lives and property.
All right. Well done, Austin Azu. Thank you so much for giving us an update, being our eyes and ears. And we'll look forward to connect with you again. Should there be any recent updates, especially looking at what's going on over there. Thank you for your time. We're still on election matters. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has won 30 of the 31 local government chairmanship seats in the October 5, 2024 local government election in Akwa Ibom State. The Akwa Ibom State Independent Electoral Commission, AKISEC, made this known on Sunday. The commission, which released the results of the October 5 local government election, also indicated that the All Progressives Congress APC won one local government area. Following the successful conduct of the election, all is now set for elected chairman and vice chairman to be sworn in on Monday, October 7, 2024 by 8 a.m. at the Banquet Hall Government House, Uyo, in the state capital. Thanks for staying with us. After 10 years of displacement, 10 communities in the Konduga local government area have officially been resettled by the Borno state government. This initiative represents a major effort to restore communities affected by conflict and promote socio-economic recovery. News Central's Umaru Kirawa completes the report.
A new dawn for these families after 10 years of pain and resilience at the displaced camps. A widow with 7 children, Fatih Lawan, smiled as she narrates her story of starting life afresh in a newly built home. Residents received essential supplies and support from the government to facilitate their transition back to their homes.
Alhamdulillah, alira kumbu isi china fatu china, shiro askrinyana, lei alira bare kazana, apima kuriena rinyana bare le bare ishe.
Sama sarna sanda sarma du fiu sarma, tamaso ala andira askrazu baba.
The resettlement initiative aims to restore hope and provide a new beginning for families who have faced years of uncertainty.
Kadda siri Kondoga sauro kura na ngal tema chizanye mbei na do chizara makamaro kampu da wona mbei amanya ne ma ala sidiya na gare dai kollum ba sai am kondowa duk karta zar walta ya kollumin insha Allah aro tamade mbei.
Senator Kakamali Miale, among other stakeholders of Konduga, appreciated the inauguration of the 500 housing estate, describing it as a step toward long-term peace and development in the region.
Borno State Government, in collaboration with the local government council, Konduga Local Government Council, will start the construction of Aulari village. Government has already paid 100 million naira for the procurement of blocks for the construction of Aulari community. And I have also directed the Commissioner for Local Government Council to direct the Chairman of Local Government Council to procure additional blocks for the construction of Aulari. Because I don't think there's anything better than the resettlement of the communities for now. I want to assure you that no stone shall be left unturned in order to ensure the resettlement of these communities.
The governor highlighted government's plans to resettle more communities and implement programs that will help provide vocational training for residents.
I was told for many times that some of the Boko Haram members, they used to come and spend a night inside the IDP camp, and then as early as possible, they will move out to their hills. This is not acceptable.
The College of Business and Management Studies, Konduga, is one of the projects the governor has directed the Ministry of Education to determine the extent of its damage and plans for its resettlement. In Konduga for News Central, Umaru Kirawa.
And talking of Umaru Kirawa, well, he joins us now here on the news. Thank you for being here. Now, can you give us more insights on how the resettlement has been so far? We did see in that report what took place, the governor speaking, but let's have more insights from you.
Yes, it's a happy moment, particularly for the returning persons, because they went through very difficult time. The experience of living in the camp, it's a harrowing experience, and you know, their means of livelihood have been destroyed, their houses destroyed, and they depend on handout. But fortunate enough, time has come for them to go back to their houses. And most importantly, the government has built new houses for them. Most of the women are widows because some of their men were murdered in the peak of the insurgency. So they struggle to survive, and the government is trying to support them. But one important thing to note in this resettlement effort is what the governor said with regard to Boko Haram spending the night at IDP's camp. It's a very serious security concern. Although the people here used to take it as something normal because of the experience, because of the situation they found themselves. But it's a very serious concern which requires an intervention, particularly the persuasive means now that the government is pushing for non-kinetic approach of encouraging the Boko Haram members to repent to the Nigerian government.
All right. How are the people actually reacting to this new development?
Well, like I've said earlier, it's unfortunate that the people take it as normal, but it's abnormal. And it's because of the trauma, because of the situation they found themselves. Some of the people have seen their friends, their relatives, their parents murdered in front of them. So this is the situation. And hearing that Boko Haram spend the night sometimes in the camp, it's a very serious issue, but you know, it seems to be part of the people down here, but it's unfortunate, and the government really need to redouble its effort in using persuasive means, using the real religious counter-terrorism strategy to demystify the misconceptions of these Boko Haram insurgents, to use the avenue of religious leaders to change the mindset of the fighters and the insurgents so that peace can be regained. Because the insurgents, most of them are saying that they are fighting in the cause of God. And unfortunate enough, it is contrary to what Islamic belief and principles is. Because in Surah Al-Ma'idah in the Holy Quran, chapter 5, verse 32, it says, if anyone kills any human being, unless it be for murder or for spreading corruption in the land, it is as though he has killed the whole of humanity. And if anyone saves a life, it is as though he has saved the whole of humanity. And most importantly, even the Quran says that there is no compulsion in religion, like Rafiddin. So anybody can choose the religion that he believes in, but most importantly, the path to salvation. But it's unfortunate that this message of peace, this message of the religious preachings, the real Islamic teachings are contrary to what the insurgents are doing. So much more need to be done in terms of engaging religious leaders to engage the Boko Haram fighters and their likes, to understand that what they are doing is not in the cause of God. They are fighting, in fact, the religion they claim to be practicing. And you know, Borno has went through very difficult time. We've witnessed the invasion by Rabi Fadlala, the 1994 flood, the Maitasini riot, and now we are battling with the Boko Haram. So the government really need to wake up to utilize the appropriate mechanism, the appropriate means of convincing these people so that peace can be maintained and development can continue. Because the people are going through a very difficult time. The experience is something else. All of us are in this. I mean, it's something else.
All right. Thank you so much, Umaru Kirawa, for your time, and thank you so much for bringing this into light.
Thank you.
Many rural communities in Nigeria's southeast constantly face environmental issues such as erosion and flooding, which sometimes destroy houses and displace families. In Abia State, residents of Umuakaka community in Nkata Ibeku, Umuahia North local government area say the flooding they now suffer is human-induced. News Central's Chinwe Ogele visited the community and now reports.
Of the buildings and inhabitants of this area in Umuakaka Nkata Ibeku community in Umuahia North local government area did not envisage such situation years back when they moved in.
Yes, how we're seeing the thing have been disturbing us every year during rainy season. The flood, the rain, the water will fill this place. As you're seeing it now, even this one you're seeing is just small because the rain that fall this month is just a small one. When the big rain fall, you see that everywhere. We see this place will be flooding too much.
One of the earliest developers in the area who probably had a premonition about the future single-handedly constructed a culvert some years ago and channeled the flowing water from a river in another community to its endpoint at Ehimiri. But as the years rolled by, they began to witness and experience flooding from a formerly flowing water supposedly occasioned by the disruption of its flow by a structure erected by yet-to-be-identified person. The flooding in Umuakaka Nkata Ibeku in Umuahia North local government area started from this very area with the construction of the fence behind me by the owner of the property. Today, incidentally, it's just a minor rainfall, but then there's also flooding in the community. Each rainfall becomes a nightmare for the occupants of this community who seem helpless all the time.
Even in Lotalara,
Through self-help, the residents have devised different methods of managing the situation after each rainfall.
I bought a pump for my area to pump out so that we will only be safe inside. But those without pump used to pack out.
Although they claim to have made complaints to the community leadership, no action has been taken in this regard.
Even when we reported to the elders of this community, they don't do anything concerning it.
They are therefore calling on the state government to come to their aid by constructing drainage that will help control flooding in the community.
If they can come and do a drainage at the back of these places, it will help us.
Government can control the flood. Drainage for the erosion.
If they can open up these routes, they call here Une. This is Une route, river Nibeko, Une route. So if they can come to our aid by opening this route and break that foundation that somebody blocked there and allow the flood to pass through, we won't be suffering all these things.
Commissioner for Environment in the state, Philemon Obuna, has promised to visit the area to ascertain the cause of the flooding and determine how it can be mitigated. In Omaha for News Central, Chinwe Ugeli.
Coming up next here on News Now, incumbent Said set to win vote in Tunisia as he celebrates with supporters. Details coming up shortly. The news continues in North Africa, where Tunisia's incumbent President Kais Saied and his supporters celebrate as they are set to win the country's presidential election with 89.2% support, despite a low turnout, according to exit polls. 3 years after Saied staged a sweeping power grab, rights groups fear re-election will only further entrench his rule in the country, the only democracy to emerge from the Arab Spring uprisings. The Tunisian Electoral Board, ISIE, has said about 9.7 million people were eligible to vote in a country whose population is around 12 million. Only 27.7% of voters turned out to cast their ballots. Over 58% were men and 65% aged between 36 and 60.
اليوم خرج الشعب التونسي وانتصر لشعبه ولبلاده. المرحلة القادمة ستكون مرحلة مهمة لأن ستستجيب.
Let's turn our attention to a significant event unfolding in Johannesburg, where members of the Congress of South African Trade Unions, or COSATU, have taken to the streets in a powerful demonstration against the ongoing economic crisis plaguing the nation. As thousands of workers gather to voice their frustration, they are highlighting the urgent issues of high unemployment, rampant poverty, and stark income inequality, challenges that have left many families struggling to make ends meet. Joining me now is our correspondent Bongani Siziba, who is following the protest and will provide insights into the sentiments of the demonstrators. Bongani, you could quickly tell us what's happening around you.
Good to see you, Joe. Like you have rightly said, these protesters that you can see behind me are protesting about so many things, not just unemployment rate that is here in South Africa, but also the cost of living. We know that our prices of food and other things have also gone high. But the unemployment rate is the problem that many youths are facing here in South Africa. But let me just bring in Louisa Modigo, provincial secretary for COSATU, just to tell us why they are here, because I also understand that they are going to different companies where they will be handing over memorandums about their protests here. Good morning, member. Thank you for joining. Why are you here as COSATU?
Good morning, Ma. We are here because we are faced with so many challenges. Yes, indeed, we are saying decent work, but it's not just decent work. We are faced with job losses, retrenchment, liquidation. We can talk to mention the few. Your macro, your biggest thing, which intends to retrench 11,000 workers. You know, we have a lot. But again, we're talking about the high cost of living. You know, especially for us in Gauteng province, electricity cost is so high, we cannot take it for granted. Water, while workers are not getting increase, it's a challenge to afford a mere living. The state of health department, you know, is a challenge, but affordability even to those health facilities, accessibility for workers, because all of medical schemes takes NHI for granted. And it's something that cannot be taken for granted. It is for that reason we are going to discover. It is for that reason we are going to say, employers, make sure every employer is compliant in relation to the legal requirements of South Africa. We will be going to JSE, and we will be saying to JSE, make sure whoever is affiliated to you is doing the right thing, is making sure that the employees are enjoying the benefits they are supposed to enjoy. While we will be there, we will be again handing over a memorandum to the Reserve Bank. Interest rates are unaffordable for us working class. We are the poor of the poorest. Department of Labor, we are saying employers are not complying. Where are you with your inspectors? But again, corruption, which include SAPs to be there, let it be done correctly. We are saying as workers and who qualifies to be employed, it's okay, we don't have a problem. But once we are saying we see the high rate of undocumented employees, that becomes a problem for us. Employ workers according. When you employ undocumented employees, when you employ undocumented foreigners, you are saying to us they are coming with a better skill. But when inspection is done, we are realizing that there's no such. You are just exploiting them as employers. So we are saying this must come to an end today and now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jordan Plus, the Provincial Secretary of COSATU, just telling us about their grievances that brings them here, but also talking about the employment of foreign nationals who are also undocumented. We know that, like I've said in the beginning, that the unemployment rate in South Africa is so high. So the outcry here is that South Africans, the citizens, are sitting at home while there are foreign nationals who are being employed. So these are some of the demands that they are taking today to many companies that they will be protesting to. Back to you now in the studio, John.
Thank you so much, Bongani Siziba, for covering that. Well, let's still stay in Southern Africa after speaking to Bongani. This time, let's go to Mozambique, where Mozambique presidential candidate Ousufo Momadi from the Renamo party held his final rally ahead of the 9th of October elections in Maputo. Joined by supporters, Momadi was seen dancing with a broom. The ruling party, Frelimo, which has increasingly become marked with growing concerns of authoritarianism and impunity amid the controversy surrounding the 2023 local elections and the 2019 general election, is predicted to win.
Não podemos enganar o mundo. A Frelimo nunca ganhou. Desde 1974 tivemos eleições fraudulentas. E nós, neste momento, queremos deixar um apelo para que possamos ter eleições justas e transparentes. Porque só assim é quando não vamos ter conflitos. E caso vir a acontecer isso, o povo moçambicano, a juventude, vai levantar-se contra este regime. Pode não ser através das armas, mas através de uma manifestação que vai prejudicar o país. Podemos não é um novo partido, já existe desde 1974. Aliás, foi em que ano que o filho de Samora criou aquele partido? 2018. Desde o início nós anunciamos que as vassouras servem para varrer a corrupção, a falta de cadeira nas escolas, a falta de água.
Israel's President Isaac Herzog on Monday said the world must support Israel to bring peace as the country marked the first anniversary of the Hamas attack on October 7. This comes after Israel bombed targets in Lebanon and the Gaza Strip on Sunday ahead of the one-year anniversary of the October 7 attacks that sparked its war. Hezbollah rockets launched late on Sunday got past Israel air defense systems and landed in Haifa, Israel's third largest city, causing damage to buildings, wounding 10 people.
This is a scar on humanity. This is a scar on the face of the earth. We have to do whatever we can in all ways and means possible to bring back our hostages while there is in the tunnels and dungeons of Gaza. And the world has to realize and understand that in order to change the course of history and bring peace and a better future to the region, it must support Israel in its battle against its enemies. We are fighting the battle of the free world.
Sue Gray, Chief of Staff to the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Keir Starmer, has resigned. According to a statement from Downing Street on Sunday, Gray is expected to take on a new role as the Prime Minister's envoy for nations and regions. Media reports that Gray had been embroiled in disputes over her salary following revelations by the BBC's political editor that she earned more than Sir Keir. Labour has confirmed that Gray will be replaced by Morgan McSweeney, who previously served as chief advisor to the Prime Minister. The management of Lobby Stars Football Club of Makurdi has fired coach Eugene Agabwe and appointed former Super Eagles assistant coach Daniel Mokachi in his stead. The sack of coach Agabwe came against the backdrop of the team's poor runs since the commencement of the 2024-2025 NPFL season. Lobby Stars recorded 1 win, 1 draw and 3 defeats from their opening 5 games. Additionally, the remaining backroom staff have been sacked and instructed to reapply if they wish to continue with the club. The club also announced that Mokachi will resume work immediately as they seek improved performance on the field. Let's move on now to stay in sports. Coach Bright Osigbabe resigned from his role at Ikorodu City FC, citing irreconcilable differences with the club's management and a growing sense of unappreciation. Despite leading the team to a historic promotion to the Nigeria Professional Football League, Osigbabe felt the environment was no longer conducive to his well-being. The resignation comes at a turbulent time for Ikorodu City, who are struggling in their NPFL debut. The team currently has only 1 point from 5 games, having endured a tough start to the season. This string of disappointing results has left the team in a precarious position, amplifying the pressure on both the players and the now-departed coach. With Osigbabe's departure, the management will need to act swiftly to stabilize the squad and avoid further decline as the excitement of their promotion begins to fade into a battle for survival in the NPFL. Rivers Hoppers on Sunday won Chief of Defence Staff Independence Day Basketball Championship in Abuja. The Kingsmen were a force of nature at the final as they produced a devastating performance in a 72-59 blowout win over City Chiefs at the Mo Arena. The Hoppers were unquestionably heads and shoulders above all sides in the tournament as they won all 6 games they played in the tournament. Speaking after he was officially debriefed by the general manager of the club, Ife Ozaka, Rivers State Sports Commissioner Barrister Chris Green, an accomplished basketball player himself in his heydays, said the journey to the total dominance is only just beginning for the Hoopers from Rivers State. British fencer Folayemi Akinyosoye has pledged his allegiance to Nigeria, leaving behind his representation of Great Britain. Akinyosoye, who has been a prominent figure in British junior fencing for the past 6 years, made this decision as fencing gains momentum in Nigeria. His transfer request was also granted by the British fencing with a waiver of the usual 3-year non-compete period. A 20-year-old expressed his excitement about the switch, particularly about Nigeria's prospect of competing at the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. President of the Nigeria Fencing Federation, Adeyinka Samuel, welcomed Akinyosoye's decision, highlighting the positive impact on the sports development in Nigeria. And that's all for the news this hour. But before we go, a quick look at some of the major stories. IGP has ordered unsealing of LGA secretariats after Fubara swears in APP chieftains. Workers in South Africa are protesting over cost of living and unemployment. We also told you that Tunisia's incumbent Said is set to win votes as he celebrates with supporters. Why don't you join us and be part of watching News Central Television every day, live on DSTV channel 422 Star Times, channel 274, Avo TV, YouTube, and you can as well stream on Facebook. My name is Joe Hansen. Stick around.